To all of the Vaishnavas all over the world, we are so fortunately able to hear again the divine pastimes of Mahaprabhu. He is traveling and he is currently with Venkatabhata. And in their conversations, Mahaprabhu has been saving him, deflated his pride, but he wanted to make him happy again. And so I'll back up to text 152. Where it explains the Lord pacified Venkatabhata by saying, actually, whatever I have said is by way of jest. Now you can hear from me the conclusion of the Shastras in which every Vaishnava devotee has firm faith. So we are so lucky to see very intimate pastimes, the way Mahaprabhu is interacting. So this is our beautiful line. This is our family. Text 153, there, Krishna Narayan Yaiche Eka Iswarupa Gopi Lakshmi Bedanahi Haya Eka Rupa. There is no difference between Lord Krishna and Lord Narayan, for they are of the same form. Similarly, there is no difference between the gopis and the goddess of fortune, for they are also of the same form. Gopi Dware Lakshmi Kare Krishna Sangashvara Ishvaratve Beda Manila Haya Aparadha. The goddess of fortune enjoys the association of Krishna through the gopis. One should not make distinction between the forms of the Lord, for such conceptualizing is offensive. We won't think that way. Eka Ishvara Bhaktera Jnana Anurupa Eka Vigrahe Kare Nanakara Rupa. There is no difference between the transcendental forms of the Lord. Different forms are manifest due to different attachments of different devotees. Different forms are manifest due to different attachments of different devotees. So he's saying that there is no difference in their form, but different forms are manifest just to give his loving exchanges with the different devotees. Actually, Eka I Vigrahe, one in form. Actually, the Lord is one, but he appears in different forms just to satisfy his devotees. This is the beautiful reference here to Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter. Manir yata vibhagaena nila pitadi biryutaha rupa bedam avapnoti dhyana beda tatachutaha. And from Sri Narada Pancharatra. When the jewel, known as Vaidurya, touches other materials, it appears to be separated into different colors. Consequently, the forms also appear different. Similarly, according to the meditational ecstasy of the devotee, the Lord, who is known as Achyuta, infallible, appears in different forms, although he is essentially one. Bhata kahe kahanami jiva pamara kahantumi say Krishna sakshat Ishvara. But you are Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Mani tumi ekaha say satchakari mani. This from Venkatabhata to Mahaprabhu. And there's one quote in the purport here from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada explains, O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the gods nor demons, O Lord, know thy personality. I think I said Bhagavatam, but that is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10. More Purna Kripa Kaila Lakshmi Narayana Tanra Kapaya Painu Tomara Charana Darashan. I have been engaged in the service of Lakshmi Narayan, and it is due to their mercy that I have been able to see your lotus feet. Kripa kari kahile mora krishnera mahima yanra rupa guneshvaryera kehana payasima. Out of your causeless mercy, you have told me of the glories of Lord Krishna. No one can reach the end of the opulence, qualities, and forms of the Lord. Ebe se janinu Krishna bhakti sarvapari kritarta karile more kahile kripakari. I can now understand that devotional service unto Krishna is a supreme form of worship. Out of your causeless mercy, you have made my life successful simply by explaining the facts. Facts is, what is this word facts, Maharaj?
We'll text you on chapter and text.
Chapter 9, and that is text 161. I understand devotional service to Lord Krishna, above all, successful. You have spoken by your causeless mercy. Kahile. But the translation is very helpful to us. It's not something that's up to debate. You can think what you want to think. It is fact.
So which word are you wanting? Ebe?
Facts. What is the Bengali word about facts?
Well, here the direct saying fact, F-A-C-T.
Correct.
Well, if you look at the Bengali saying Ebe, now, say Janinu, that I understand, Krishna Bhakti, Sarva Upari, Krishna devotion, all things above all things. Mm-hmm. Then Kritata Korile, Korile is the verb, Krita Ata, successful, Korile you have made, and then More Kohile Kripa Kori, More to me, again Kohile, you have spoken Kripa Kori by your causeless mercy. So I'm not sure whether fact. Oh, I see, by explaining all these, well, it doesn't actually use the word fact. By your causeless mercy, you have explained to me. Okay. It doesn't actually have the word fact as such in there. And the translations are living like a live translation. So Srila Prabhupada's making things clear for us. But Ebe se janinu Krishna bhakti sava upari krita ata korile more kohile kripa kori. You have explained all this to me out of your mercy. And beautiful.
Indisputable.
Bata, Porila, Prabhura, Charane. You see, everybody knows the Bengali. You don't need translation into Portuguese. Kripa kori prabhutare koila alingane. Yes. You can ask everybody. Ete boli bhata porila prabhura charane kripa kori prabhutare koila alingane. Claro.
Embracing. After saying this, Vyankattabhata fell down before the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord, out of his causeless mercy, embraced him. Okay, this beautiful pastime with Vyankattabhata. Now text 163. Chaturmasya Purnahaila Bhata Agnalanya Dakshina Chalila Prabhu Sri Ranga Dekiya. When the period of Chaturmasya was completed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took permission to leave Vyankattabhata, and after visiting Sri Ranga, proceeded further towards southern India. Sangete Chalila Bhata Nayaya Bhavane Tanre Vidaya Dila Prabhu Aneka Jatane. Vyankattabhata did not want to return home, but also wanted to go with the Lord. It was with great endeavor that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade him farewell. nice desire, but now the final verse in chapter 9. Prabhura Vyayoge Bhatta Haila Achetana E Rangalila Kari Sachira Nandana. When he did so, Vyankatabhatta fell down unconscious. Such are the pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi, at Sri Rangachetra. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 9th chapter, first part.
I was going to say, we have a longer 9th chapter here, but now you've just added first part.
Okay.
Because it's the end of the book, right?
It's the end of this volume.
Then another volume necessary. Can you please get the next volume of this book for Kumkum Editori?
Yes, it would be volume 4.
I think it's the 7th volume.
So we can read it also. We can keep on going while she's finding the book. The next verse is Rishabha Parvate Chali Aila Gaura Hari. Again, you can understand because you read every day. Yeah, Rishabha Parvat to the Rishabha hill. Then Chali Aila Gaura Hari. So walking, arrived at Chali hill Gaura Hari. Narayana Dekila Tare Nasti Stuti Kori. So when the Lord arrived at Rishabha hill, he saw the temple of Lord Narayan and offered his obeisances and various prayers. And for those of you who are planning a tour to South India, by yourselves, don't do it, is one thing, but I mean, don't go by yourselves, go with devotees. But in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, and he's actually referring to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's commentary, which gives extensive information of these places, and mentioning that Rishabha Hill lies 12 miles north of Madurai city in the district of Madurai in southern Tamil Nadu. It is one of the mountains known as Kuttakachalas. Nearby Rishabha Hill is the forest where Lord Rishabdev burned himself to ashes, Hare Krishna, because he was able to pass away at his own will at the right time. And actually Rishabdev Das Prabhu means the husband of Kumkum Devi Dasi. Then he passed away at his own will, means he wanted to pass away in front of with Gurudev in Navadvip at Sri Chaitanya SCSMath, and he did so. Exactly that, even though it was against all odds, actually.
Yes.
This is the fact. Anyway, just a side note. Then, Paramananda Puri Taharahe Chatumasha Shuni Mahaprabhu Gela Puri Gosaira Pasha. Paramananda Puri had stayed at Rishabha Hill during the 4 months of the rainy season. So Mahaprabhu had been with Venkatabhatta for 4 months of the rainy season, and Paramananda Puri had been at Rishabha Hill for 4 months of the rainy season. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he immediately went to see him. Then Kumkum Devi Rasi has now got the book, where text 168, continuing the reading.
Puri Goshanira Prabhu Kaila Charana Vandana Preme Puri Goshani Tanre Kaila Alangana.
Okay, what does Alingana mean?
Linga.
Alingana.
I know what means linga.
Alingana, it comes up, we've already had it today, it comes up repeatedly. Embrace, loving embrace, Alingana.
Very
Always
spiritual
coming
term.
up. No, Bengali.
Bengali.
This is
Oh,
all
you know
Bengali.
Bengali.
Well, we have a much better chance with Bengali than Sanskrit. Translation.
Did
You
did
read
we
the
read
Bengali,
the Bengali to 168?
You read the Bengali,
Okay.
yes, because you ended with
Yeah.
Tare Koila Alingana. To
Alingana.
him did embrace, which everybody understood. They're all nodding, they did understand.
Good. Upon meeting Paramananda Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered him all respects, touching his lotus feet, and Paramananda Puri embraced the Lord in ecstasy.
Jai.
Tina Dina Preme Donhe Krishna Katarange Sevi Pragare Donhe Rahe Eka Sange. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed with Paramananda Puri in a Brahmin's house where Paramananda Puri was residing. Both of them passed 3 days there discussing topics of Krishna. Puri Goshani Bale Ami Yaba Purushatame Purushottama Deki Gade Yaba Ganga Snani. Paramananda Puri informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he was going to see Purushottama at Jagannath Puri. After seeing Lord Jagannath there, he would go to Bengal to bathe in the Ganga.
So Paramananda Puri was coming north and Mahaprabhu was going south, and they met at this time.
Okay, there, at Jagannath Puri.
No, he's going to go to Puri. They're in Rashaba Hill right now.
Okay. Oh, he's informing you that he's going to go.
Yes.
Okay. Prabhu kahe tumi puna aisha nila chale ami seta banda haite asiba apakale. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told him, please return to Jagannath Puri, for I will return there very soon from Rameshwara, which is Seta Banda. Tumara nikate rahi hena vanchahaya nilachale asibe more hanya sadaya. It is my desire to stay with you, and therefore if you would return to Jagannath Puri, you would show great mercy upon me. Etabali tanratani e agnalanya dakine chalila prabhu harisita hanya. After talking in this way with Paramananda Puri, the Lord took his permission to leave and departed for southern India. The Lord himself was very pleased.
Excuse me, microphone because the garden's like.
We're losing your voice in a bed of flowers. Roses, look at the garland.
Okie dokie.
Jai.
Should I take this off? Okay.
And I need to take your leave just now. Please continue happily, because
All
I'm
right.
8 o'clock.
And should we begin reading Religion of the Heart soon?
Yes, but find a place to stop. Well, in fact, the next verse is probably the place to stop. It can be the last verse today, because Paramananda Puri started for Jagannath Puri, and Mahaprabhu began to walk towards Sri Shaila. So this is where they've now met, and then they're departing, and then tomorrow can continue. It's a good place to stop, actually, and then Religion of the Heart.
Okay.
They'll tell you where you ended, I'm not sure.
All righty.
Because yesterday I was also elsewhere, so now I have to.
Okay.
Jai Mahaprabhu.
Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Shri Radha Giridhari.
And Kumkum, you're going tomorrow, isn't it?
Correct, early.
So this is your chance. So you don't have to read another book. You can tell something, give some good advice, give instruction to the devotees. Give them some turbocharging for their devotional life and some security. Please don't feel you have to formally read.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just I'll read one more verse here. For it is actually never a good stopping place, but sometimes some places seem like a place to pause. And after talking in this way with Paramananda Puri, the Lord took his permission to leave and departed for southern India. The Lord himself was very pleased. There were so many changes with Vinkantabhata, huh? So he's pleased. Paramananda Puri tabe chalila nilachale Mahaprabhu chali chali aila Sri Saile. Thus Paramananda Puri started for Jagannath Puri, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began walking toward Sri Shaila. Okie dokie. We appreciate the Lord's prasadam in the form of a garland. But alrighty, at Maharaj's suggestion, I will say, because I leave super early, like Jagannath Prabhu did last week, and I would like to say it is with great difficulty that I'll leave this beautiful association. I thought I was coming here just for one simple thing. I was seeking a gift for someone very near to my heart, Krishna Kanti Didi, which I doubt is listening. But this was a very good place, but that was the Lord's arrangement, that it just worked out. And as Saraswati Didi and I talked, the time for coming maybe for a week ended up stretching a little bit. You all were going to see, some devotees were going to Wales, and so it was a little more quiet than usual here, so that was a good reason to be here. But then everything else just worked out, and it's been a huge benefit for me to be here. And not the first time I was here, so I already knew it was great and a wonderful place to get closer to Srila Gurudev and to observe how devotees behave with that mood that Srila Gurudev taught us about Trinarupi Suni Chena, and truly, not just speaking it, not just reading it off at least one does in time, that we'll see it on any wall of Srila Gurudev, but in practice and in contemplation deeply and in discussions with each other. What does that truly mean? So I see that these are the kind of ideals that are very, very important here, and certainly pleasing in the high worship of Sri Guru Gauranga Sundar and Radha Giridhari. And this also, I feel so confident in what I have seen in a few decades now of the continuance of our ability to serve. If we're practicing like this, if we're seeing what can I do to serve this mood of the devotees, this Sangha, what can I do to be of assistance there, and never mentioning, even if my mind tells me there's a fault, not mentioning that. Perhaps with great humility, even if I saw the most disturbing thing, to go to who is in charge and think, if there's somebody who is in charge of something, like a parent must sometimes correct their young child, so we don't see fault. But if it falls upon us, if it's our duty, then we can, in a very sweet way, in a confidential, discreet way, bring it up. And, well, it's something that I see in the management here, like Srimati Saraswati Didi. She's revealed over the years some of her secrets and how she manages, and she will have confidential talks with anyone. And that's so beneficial, because it means that nobody's like wondering, what should I do, and listening to their mind saying what should they do. And in that way, she's built such a good team. So we see that Radharani, she's been here so long, and the other pujaris, and they're able to enthusiastically, here's one lady, do their service and feel a real connection, because it's not something that we just choose to have a pleasant life. Here's people are vegetarian, that matters a lot to me, and I don't even have to cook. It's prasadam is brought to me. That's not our aim, to have an ashram. That's not what Srila Gurudev was looking for. But somebody to try to get the mood of, why is this ashram existing? And we have some background that we know a little bit. Why was the city of London so important to Srila Gurudev? Because it's so important to Srila Guru Maharaj. So why was it so important to Srila Guru Maharaj? In the time of Srila Saraswati Thakur, in the 1800s, London was sort of the center of the world as far as not in the Vaishnava sense, but in the sense of world consciousness. London was everything. London was highly respected. Victorian era was predominating. Why is everything all over the world speaking English? There's hardly a place where you can't go, and if you know English, you can communicate with almost anybody in the world, because at that time, London was the center, pretty much, of thinking, and everyone was respecting that. And in India, it was ruling. The British Raj was influencing everything about the ancient culture of India, was answering to the British Raj. Thakur Bhaktivinoda knew precisely how to deal with this. He was one of the most respected scholars. He was considered by the British Raj to be their link to understanding what is India. He was in Calcutta. He was speaking fluent English. Even his poetry that he wrote in English, originally in English, was greatly revered. And in many places, if you read about that history, you'll find that he is the person who the British rulers were leaning on. And some actually had reverence for him in the sense of explaining about the Supreme Person, what is the highest religion. And he knew how to do that very carefully. So he didn't make offense to even them, even though they were taking so much out of so many things which we hold as the most sacred and the most dear out of India. But he was still able to be harmonious with them. So this is remarkable. So no real surprise then that Srila Saraswati Thakur very much wanted there to be a center in London to promote the message of Mahaprabhu. And so naturally, this was very, very significant to Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. And so this was begun a little. There was some going on. And when Srila Gurudev began encouraging all the Western devotees who already had some contact with these movements in London, he was very encouraging. And devotees like Devashish Prabhu were able to get first-hand information, first from Srila Guru Maharaj, and then promoted more and more and more for decades by Srila Gurudev. So naturally this must continue, very important, and Srila Gurudev was explicit that he wanted there to be another center which was larger, and it's practically a different city, right? East London to West London. And the concept of Gurudev was always thinking how to make things easy for Vaishnavas. And if you fly, you're probably going to fly into Heathrow, and then a long flight maybe, so devotees not to be too exhausted. They could simply come to a place near Heathrow. So we know that by all of this divine arrangements, the Lord rewarded the very sincere desires of the Vaishnavas, which are still here, like Rasa Pandita, Didi, and so many others who were able to procure this just before Srila Gurudev departed. So they were able to make this that Srila Gurudev wanted. And that was just 12 years ago. So it is growing and being more and more recognized all over the world. And so whoever is assisting Saraswati Didi and those devotees who are a big part of her team, and the welcome of Srila Bhaktiranjan Madhusudan Maharaj and all of the acharyas who are representing Srila Gurudev. Whoever is assisting with that is fortunate beyond imagining, actually. And so I'm very happy to see if I can always get at least a little bit of service here in this mott. That would be a great wish fulfilled. And I speak the language. That's a big part of it. So I always am praying that I'll get to come back and at least do something for this very, very glorious ashram. And sometime we can also reach to the other London Mott, the original London Mott in Green Street, and get the grace of Sripad Devashish Prabhu and the devotees there, and Sri Sri Radha Shyam Sundar. So as I must go, didn't change my ticket, and I'm fortunate to have service very nearby in a place where I see is really just the country ashram. One is a city, one is a country. If you walk outside Villa Govinda, you won't see a whole bunch of people to have Harinam with. You might see some, deer or something, but and then here, if somebody wants to see the glorious place where Srila Gurudev himself, I heard that Shanti Moy said everything is prasadam, because Srila Gurudev saw everything, every mountaintop, so many places there that he went. And so his other mood of Villa Govinda, carefully maintained by the servitors there, like Srimati Krishna Kanta Didi and Manindra Mohan Prabhu and Shanti Mohi Didi and Madhurananda Prabhu and Shamsundar Prabhu. So we see all that kind of maintenance, which has gone on for quite some time now. So we worship that also, and somehow a little service has come to us there. So we hope to always be able to do something there. Very happily call that place main home. And from there, be connected with this worldwide mission of Srila Gurudev, and observe that till our dying breath. See how that is progressing always, always in younger generation coming and serving sincerely. That sincerity is everything. So that's sort of all I have to say. I'm not saying anything that anybody here doesn't know already. So I'll see you more today and probably this evening. And I'll look for some hugs. But maybe tomorrow I'll be at the airport well before Mangalarti. So, yeah. Does anybody have any comment or any encouragement for me?
Come back soon.
Okay. Okay. I'll take that on my head. All righty. We can, who will sing? Who's been quiet today? Have you said any?
Boy.
Okay.
Surprising.
All righty.
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopala Govindaram Shimadusudana. Gopala Govindaram Shimadusudana. Giridhari Gopinna.
Jai Shakarikara Shishi Guru Goranga Sundarada Giridhari Jiv ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupada Shalabhakti Swami Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupada Shalabhakti Rakshada Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai Bhagavan Shalabhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai Shri Rupananga Guru Varga ki Jai Namacharya Shalabhakti Thakur ki Jai Nanta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai Jai Tulasi Devi ki Jai Grantaraj Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Sarasvati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai Jai Shalvaki Raja Mansur Maharaj ki Jai Jai Kumkum Didi ki Jai Nam Sankirtan ki Jai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari